I ready? Light.
They say they want to hit it wrong. These niggas claiming that they boss. These niggas better move it close. Then they make it wrong with feeling like a legend in this shit, little nigga, I'm past veteran. Never been a third, little nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shiny break the nigga ribs up like a spring flip. We all steppin', kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7", put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out spots, what you doing like? These hands are root GPS, I mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we think it's all fitted, we know the rhymes. I keep a 144 because I know it's high. I know it's dark, you know we're animals when we go and ride. We back again, no cash, when I'm a kid forget. Yeah, said he must smoke it, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you with a K, with no acronym. They say these niggas claiming that they boss. We coach. They make it wrong with coach. See me, they like, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gonna stop me. They say they wanna hit it wrong. Coming up on my Damn right, I'm a U.P.K. nigga, straight out of one West, nigga, let's be the best in the niggas who's living, trying to continue with the stress, going through the test, no access, special presence, slaves, niggas is dying off their way, living in dirt houses, great, niggas cross talk with the cross talk, or the white chalk, over the bodies of folks that you made, a man that's killing us, saying they furious with the drugs in the hood, now my niggas delirious with a gun in my face, or because of my race, with boom blast, with the skills to murder my ass, like a chicken in the slaughter, I'm getting harder and harder, baptized with these words, we never did with water, so now we praising the Father, get stripped of the Father, that's looking for the water, that's looking taking my daughters, nigga, it's more time, like it's up, nigga, showtime, got the green light on that ass, yeah, no time, you can move up, shut up, we get your ass up, so we ain't got time to be playing, it's all fucked up, America, and for the deep, you know, for the slavery, even with your soul, we didn't even make what you gave, to what things like trying to imitate, you was all fake, America, every city state, this is your fate, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America, whoa, 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 to America.
Timeline, give me the number to expose for each specific inspired. You won't mind, I ain't shit, but keep it lit, pass not, so in the middle, that's not. I hope you get it, if you didn't, you can crash mine. Kinda simple if you feel it, cause your last line, you feel a little confused with bad mind. A damn shame, this the exact thing with the jazz ride. bombs in the sky, rich devil lullaby, then the fly. When we got a lullaby, bombs in the sky, rich devil lullaby, then the high. See it from the parking lot, then it's gonna fall out, devil's gonna fall out. All our warfare, nightmares, and the big houses and murders for years. Taking shit when I turn around, I never learn. This motherfucker burns out, yeah, in the streets. Told them the riches are all of you angels, bring hope to this beast. You wait for a time when we play for keeps. I pray to my father, bring hope to this beast. Remember them times we hung on the trees. All of you nations brought down to your knees. Remember the shit, they brought us the fleets. Fuck they Apollo, bring them the heat. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, whoa, to America. Whoa, 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 to America. Whoa, 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 to America.
God is going to destroy this environment. You got to see famine in this place. You think them fires in California is bad? That's just the beginning of what the Lord is about to do. Because you've been evil to the Lord's people. You've been wicked to the Most High's children, man. You've been destroyed all tribes of Israel. Let me tell you something, black man. You better put on your strength now, man. Put back on your strength and might, black man, because your day is coming. Your day is coming because the Lord is going to bring judgment on this earth. Shut down YC. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Year 2007 has gone. A leader was born. His name was Commander Gen.YAHANNA. Yeah, it's on. New 7 has born. I took my old nigga, I swore to I.S.U.P.K. It's the only fucking way. One plus to the death until they better fit. Hennessy, Alexander, big bottle of scotch. Just want to flip with the block, and we'll be set up shop. I got somebody that can't refund on Zaria. So hold your peace. When he speak, when he teach, before I reach for that peace and clear that street, I was never humble, always a beast. I let it fly for the most high, outside, El Blue J, homie. I'm that type of guy. And for the heathen, I'm the only one standing. If it's you and I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. I started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. I.S.U.P.K. 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 What? I.S.U.P.K. The home of the truth, nigga. Started out in one West, nigga. Yahweh, Yahweh, shopping about the Yo, man. Yo, get back to that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. shit, man. I want to hear that 1969 I.S.U.P.K. We the children of God. And we only pray to Almighty Yahweh and do the commandments like the sun Yahweh shine. Don't think we soft, nigga. Yeah, you can die. We got a question. We don't believe all of everybody. If it ain't about the 12 tribe of everybody, you need to stop hating. You can't prove we Africans. Stop. I was stuck in a hard place, a hard time behind the block, thinking I was Muslim. Shots in the I.S.U.P.K. big home, eats a Zaria. Battling evil of our shit. My bad bullshit is a woman, that's the secret of the year. Your philosophies can't clap back. Africa, I mean you black. Tell side narrative that. Like to cross the fucking line and fall the fuck back. You hear me, nigga? I'm with some real niggas at the Passover, nigga, drinking liquor. I.S.U.P.K. You put that real shit, you drop that shit, nigga, leave motherfuckers right now. All these niggas talking about these motherfuckers, these niggas never stop, man. Fuck all that bullshit, man. You a real motherfucker, nigga. You dropping that real shit, and niggas gonna get on with that shit. Niggas need to get their boots laced up, niggas need their motherfucking faces on that beard out, niggas need that soldier shit. You bringing that motherfucking shit, right? Keep letting that shit land. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, we need real niggas, and you the last real nigga left. My nigga got y'all here. What's today, Thursday? Y'all already know what it is. The rest of you bitch ass niggas out there, fuck. Smoke. 7:30 on the west.
You know what's going on with that?
They don't want no smoke, pull up to the show, hit them with the smoke, they don't want no crowd, they don't want no smoke, pull up to the show, hit them with the smoke, they don't want no crowd. You know my motto is fuck up, that's all I gotta say. Scope on the rifle that is spotted from a mile away. Still getting women drunk off Hennessy and Alizé. Still with the niggas loading hollow tips inside the cave. Still be on that same shit. Back on the change with multiplying bitches, might not see me with the same bitch. But you might see me riding 95 North in the black Mitsubishi 195 horse. Power with no power, couple bottles of your course. R.I.P. to all my older riders in the morgue. Yeah, you know I got the juice, know I got the sauce. And the super fly full of fire in the Porsche. I don't need a molly just to pop her out of drawers. Shorty getting naked cause she know that I'm the ball. Ready for that drama, man, I'm ready for the war. If he talking reckless, he don't really love his jaw. Fuck him to the DA, fuck him to the law. Fuck him cause they got my brother stuck behind them bars. Fuck him to the PD, fuck him to the force. Fuck them to the haters, just what I be in the course. They don't want no smoke. Fuck. Pull up to the show. Fuck. Hit them with the fuck. They don't want no crowd. They don't want no smoke. Fuck. Pull up to the show. Fuck. Hit them with the fuck. They don't want no crowd. We got tons of guns, don't make excuses. Doing something stupid, resulting in being toothless. Getting raw topless in the whip like it's ruthless. Like my girl's chocolate with the chip, so she useless. Always been the nigga that's too big for the Gucci. Long as I got enough room to squeeze in it truly. Couple extra clips that it seems from your movie. Step up in the club, ready, smelling like a brewery. Then I mix the frankincense, keep the aroma. Hebrew fresh to death, you in a coma. Shit, you just a player in this game, I'm the owner. Bitches call me, but for you to pick the phone up. Niggas talking childish shit, I'm a grown up. You for a while, I'm sick, keep me throwing up. Heat guns on every floor in my house. Yeah, you might make it in, but you ain't making it out. It's kinda like you got a bullseye, take your stop. It's like you walking through the jungle, but the lions is out. U.P.K. been a nigga, what you lying about? The generals that get a word, but you writing your mouth. Never had on no smoke. Fuck. Pull up to the show. Fuck. Hit them with the phone. Fuck. They don't want no bride. They don't want no smoke. Fuck. Pull up to the show. Fuck. Hit them with the phone. Fuck. They don't want no bride. 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 They don't want no bride.
All jokes aside, you know how niggas be like, I'm missing that for life, this and that for life. I'm gonna rest for life, nigga, this and that. And your motto out. Big old class for you, my nigga. 140 for the rubber. The world turned its back over. I'm a cripple. We got souls. He got souls. And I got his in rumors. Say, hell, what I tell you what. No price for nothing. I'm in the curse.
and bring it to have no respect to your prick. Because you couldn't say this your opinion. Trying to pick up with a blind foot. They said every minute ranges, I'm just grinding for my time share. The levels they plan, they function like plan. But ain't no getting out the game like you fun. No piece of gun, they try to just death to a priest. You won't make it out in one. You ain't no record you can stand. You can show you got the heart. Say your name 3 times and it's death to a heart. So how you feel about this truth, about this shout? You acting like you think, nigga. I should walk out. Leaving the whole people on this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. And you better keep it on. Ain't no more guess, ain't no more questions. Make sure my election tell them fuck the way like George Jacobs. Murder for capitalized, murder at the Capitol. The world in the basement, we like fuck a Reagan. I pay it on, watching life as it go by. Be giving mercy in this life, I don't know why. It's coach, never tried over it. They say all my brother be the dead, so I don't follow the loop. I'm this loop, but they like how you stay focused. I told them I'm motivated, cause it's brotherhood and weapons, still got weapons on the street. Now never do my niggas like Bishop D. Rock. Never mind, you don't believe. They under MC. Even said she wouldn't let that love go. So I let that love go. But if I bring you to my bed, that's your love. So how you feel about this truth, about this show? It's acting like the thing that niggas I should want. Even your own people on this zone. And the Lord said they hate you for my name. So you keep it on. Yeah. No, the people been waiting for a minute. Something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it. Made niggas recruit. Had to shed light on a false image. I.S.U.P.K on court. Now who the fuck on scrimmage to words for sure? What is good riddance? Don't affiliate with feeling symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This is death threat and hip hop. You don't stop that weak shit. I'ma mix your lean with some grilla. When the last time you heard it this road, when I wish for you, wish for ain't got no pick.
All in constant home. Only angels watch my step. The blood dies my soul. Can't let them leave my body go. I know you feel me, nigga.
Let the wicked weak and the weak prevail. God never been 50-50. I said now.
As long as I remember. I know you feel me, nigga.
I stand still, go to work for the collar and bring it back to the hill. Plus everything I drop heavy as an anvil. So you understand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fucking gotta be.
One man win, and the rest slaves.
Devastator, I'm calculating my next move. You became a real nigga, 6 dudes. Body step was hard, that'll get your bruise.
A nigga's home rank for chicken little attitudes.
I cannot fuck with your move on a little holiday like a Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the mall. Bitches in my eyes, ripping the mic, screaming God bless the underdog.
Yeah, but a letter, and live by the protocol.
Ain't no open constructions, like that's number war. Receipt of your born to a world that never left. I will endure and let you be. Lord, correction, rubbing swift, no Will Smith, but I heal this. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. All gold like a German shepherd. Young and the restless, my honor like a German next.
Purchase your tracks today.
Alright, Shalom Israel, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shabbat to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemalathon Bashim Yahweh trying to the sisters. Don't know, alright, straight. Prison officer Taz over here holding on until Officer Galan reaches, alright. So with that, you know what I mean, we just want to get into a little bit of the spirit of the feast of first fruits, right? As you know, we're in the feast of first fruits, you know what I mean? So give the most hand for that. You know what I mean? We give us, you know what I mean, as a standard, you know what I mean, and a spirit, you know what I mean, a real excellence now, you know what I mean, and the mind to serve them, how to serve, you know what I mean, how to deal with situation, how to deal with your brothers, you know what I mean, how to deal with your people now, you know what I mean? So that is one of the most critical things that you could actually learn as a man, as a woman, as a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man and woman, you know what I mean? How to think, how to live, you know what I mean? What the Lord expects of you, you know what I mean? What you make expect of you, right? So with that, we go turn to Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 10, Babakasha. Right?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 10.
Right.
Speak unto the children of Israel,
Right.
and say unto them, when ye be come into the land which I gave unto you,
Right.
and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring the sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Pause right there, right? So what the Lord setting up one time is order now, you know, because in the Christian church and everywhere today we seeing, you know, like God lost now, right? I mean, God is always optional now, as opposed to, you know, He's the man that creates winner. But because you can't see Him now, you know what I mean? Like how the scripture says, blessed is the man that see, you know what I mean? I mean, that ain't see and believe it now, you know what I mean? Because the church generation looking for the Most High to come down and, you know what I mean? Scoop them up from the earth, then, you know what I mean? Like, you know, pull them out here and let them know, well, boy, don't do this, you know what I mean? Or don't do that, you know what I mean? Or beat somebody right in front of your face then, you know, for you to believe, for you to respect Him now. You know what I mean? And that is not the Most High. He are going to set up this so that we going to know, you know what I mean, generations going down the line. And this is how we deal with the Most High. With enough respect, you understand? That coming first. Daddy plate coming first then. In our father's house, just like you set it up, the father does get the plate first. You know, me can choose to say, well, I will get the chair first, or I'll get the, you know, my rib first according to the situation, you know what I mean? But the respect is utmost there, you know what I mean? And that was supposed to have, because them things in them is what is plaguing our community. So and our persons know this. You could create that kind of, you know, tension in your home, in your communities, and I mean, a real disruption when you don't have this now, when you don't have this in the spirit. You know what I mean? Right. So them kind of examples is what we see in the Lord setting forward now. You know what I mean? Have respect unto me, brothers. You know what I mean? I'm not going to beg you for that. You know what I mean? God is not rape a man. You know what I mean? You're going to make sure that He set it up, and I making sure that I taking care of you. You know what I mean? I show you how to operate, how to think everything. Make sure you give me my first then. You know what I mean? Don't come with me no half thing. Right? And we go say example of our righteous, but you know what I mean? He was killed for it. Just like Abba Vince, and was killed for the truth. You know what I mean? Christ was killed for the truth. The disciples was killed for the truth. You know what I mean? Because they operate the right way now. And when the evil and them see that, you know what I mean? Especially your oppressors and them see that kind of thing happening. Let's know, you know what I mean? That, you know what I mean? You can die for the truth, but it's a glorious thing to die for it because you're going to get everlasting name. Just like this next brother, we go follow this now, right? So go ahead and read on, Officer Mike. Come, Babu Kisha.
Verse 11. And he shall wave the sheep before the Lord.
Right.
To be accepted for you.
To be accepted for you, you understand? So that is the first thing first. You come right, you come correct. And the priest know how to say, well, boy, let me examine what it is you bring here, you know what I mean? Make sure right then, you know what I mean? You sheep your first fruits, measure it up and say, well, boy, you didn't come with no half-pick thing. You come in, but you don't come then. You know what I mean? If you come in, you know, with a little bit of this, you know, kind of way, you're trying to thief the Most High money, that kind of way, you're trying to thief this kind of, you know? Man, bring that now, but you can feed God. You know what I mean? You could, nah, man, you can't do that, you know what I mean? So the Lord showing me now, this is the way to think about different things now, you know what I mean? But I will set a whole tone for your life altogether, right? We done, Babu Kusha?
On the morrow, after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it.
You understand? So the priest now give that signal and say, well, this is approved, you understand? So everybody, the whole congregation know then, well, bam. Yeah, I mean, this man offering, he approved, bam. Read on, Babu Kusha.
Verse 12. And ye shall offer that day when ye wave the sheep and he lamb without blemish.
With a little spot.
Without blemish.
With a little nick in the foot.
without blemish.
But boy, I see something here and I feel I go hide that.
Without blemish.
Without blemish, read on.
Of the first year for a burnt offering unto the Lord.
Now, let me tell you something now. Who would like to go in a clothing store and buy something and it all is thin?
Nobody.
Right? Now I go take a little, you know, the shoes are a little pin it. A little glue and I'm not showing something away, you know what I mean? You see the same way brothers don't like them kind of thing, you know what I mean? The most I showing your tone then. This is how to deal with it. When you do that so, you know what I mean? When it is the operating, according to your strength, you understand? This is exactly how you do it. Exactly. This certainly whole tone, you know what I mean? This kind of spirit going to eliminate conflict between the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities.
Right.
You understand? Because you're coming straight, you know what I mean? You're dealing straight and you have no issues, you know what I mean? Coming and saying, well, boy, I rather sacrifice then. I go take all the bad sheep and make sure my brother get the good one then, you know? Just to make sure, well, boy, you know what I mean? I fulfill my obligation then, you know what I mean? I deal with him right because now I set in a standard now how we just operate all together, you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is a work to get back into. This is a process now to we entire life and change back to this now, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Read on, Baba Kisha.
Come on.
When?
Verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
And the meat offering thereof
Right.
shall be 2 deals of fine flour mingled with oil.
You understand? See, like, you know, by measurements too, you understand? Don't come, no, you know, and say, well, I got to work up something now. You know what I mean? I gave you something to work with, so you can't say, well, boy, you're not asking too much away, you know what I mean? Or you're asking too little of the cases. Come, bring this. You follow? And then you have a whole year now to try and prepare now, you know what I mean? Because what going on is in this society, but us sinners and falling away from the righteousness of the Most High and the wisdom, you understand, that's quick in our man, you know what I mean? The words of the Most High that really, you know, make you come alive. We cannot get dead now, you know, can I? So you have a whole year now to prepare, you know, now your mind will be more programmed to push now. That will be everybody that kind of way now, because you know this happen when, let's say, you know what I mean, you're working on a job and, you know what I mean, but 3 men kill and then some heathen them try to pull in. That's usually the case. Some heathen try to pull in the family and the family on skill and all that. You know, the work will take forever to do. And you know who get the blame? The skill men. And because remember them supposed to know.
Right.
Nobody care about how the heathen them operating and all that. Them remember them cut and flick. Right? That is what's going on in this society now. So Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man and woman, you have to understand that we have to return back to what the Most High says so that they loophole them always designed for the oppressor them to get above winner. To get one upon we and always, you know what I mean, have a way for them to pull a little money here, you know what I mean? To do that, and then at the end of the day, is we facing the what you call it, the messy end of the stick, as they say, right? Because we don't have the power to say, well, boy, now I don't want this on this job site, you know what I mean? Or I don't want this on my building, I don't want this in my business operations now, right? We just have to take what it is they give you. So, we call it, they say the finance building of the IR, wherever it is, one of them buildings say, well, this is stipulation here now, you know what I mean? For the people who are going to operate. The process can take you 2 days, but they're telling you 14 days. You know, I can get in for, you know, for a little cut now, somebody has to get a little play here somewhere, you know. They start to run and all that in the mix, as opposed to dealing with how the Most High say, well, this measurement say them now. When you have the measurements now, you eliminate loophole. You follow? So that is what Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man and woman need to understand. Us coming back to the strength and power, the wisdom of the Most High is going to eliminate the problems that we face in society today. You understand that these oppressors and them set up because this place set up on our blood. It's set up, you understand, to create, you know what I mean, we call it chaos, and then just like the police and them. The police and them in the States especially, right? They go in and set it up to where they have a quota to bring in. So they have 100, they say 100 arrests to make. Out of them arrests them, you have to make, you know what I mean, you have to bring in we call it, they have to have, and commanding general, and I bring this down real nice and a black watch, right? So, hey, for anybody that's tuning in new, brand new, I see the brother ask something on YouTube, yeah, listen this real good, right? I don't know if it's a brother, I don't know, you know, where your father background, them kind of thing, I can't really tell from them. If he's a Hispanic man, right? They've been telling me the same, right? Me just to choose a name, resonate. No, you don't do that. Nobody's choosing on him. If one is like a father, you know what I mean? He just name each other them. Right. Nobody just come and name this everybody, you know what I mean? So you have to get in class. Anybody that's telling you that, your father is leading you on the way to the structure because them doing their own thing, as opposed to what the Lord say to do. You know what I mean? Let the men above you understand, observe you now, and let the Lord say, well, I put this in their spirit now to give. You know what I mean? Coming down the line, so you can pass on a righteous legacy to your family coming down the line, right? This is what the Lord set up on the face of the earth. That is why the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general is the only place that Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you understand, to learn how to live right, learn how to live according to the Most High, right? So tune in, listen up to this, right? So going back to what the police and them does do in the States and all that, right? Which Commander General, and I'll break it down real sweet too, right? They have to have, in a certain quota to make sure that they can budget for guns and ammunition, you know what I mean? For attack dogs, for tanks and all them different things. If you understand, there's no loophole, there's no way for them to create problems and harass people on the streets, you understand? For them to get killed, for them to put in the prison unnecessarily, for them to provoke, you understand, for you to commit a crime, because they know all the loophole in the law, right? Because they're designed to make sure that the quotas stay up now. When the quotas stay up, you understand, man can get extra bed, they get extra this, extra that. They can go and buy yacht, you understand, and sniff all the coke and all the drugs and sex all the whores, you understand? Because that is the lust of the oppressor. You follow all them ways and them, the lust of the flesh, the pride of life, all of that is what them on. So you have to eliminate that now. How you eliminating that is coming back to your culture and understanding that, hey, when you Lord set up them measurements and them, that is what it is you want you. That is what you want to utilize now to prevent, you understand? We call it and we call it well, corruption and all them different things in it. Right? You got nobody, you got no joke, you got no we call it nobody buying drugs on the block, right? So the drug dealers have no work. It no police now to say, well, buy we go distribute, you know what I mean, 10 block of cocaine on the side, and you know, well, we don't have a market for it already. We eliminate the market and all the drug dealers, everything go done. It's the same spirit. Let's do it as the most I say in measurement, you follow, and everything will be good, because usually why people take drugs? Anybody? Oppression, right? And they have a big word, you understand? It starts with E. E-R. No. Yeah, E-R. E-R, you understand? Supposed to be emergency medical room or something, so emergency room. Or you understand? Emergency response. But some people take drugs for ER. So something.
So
Go ahead.
the escape reality.
The escape reality. That's what it is, right? You understand? right. So you're going. This is what we have to learn, you know. I mean, how to deal with each other so that we people ain't gonna be oppressed. They ain't gonna be under the, you know what I mean, the foot, the boots of the oppressor, and then they gonna learn how to think right now. Because everything dealing as it's supposed to. You know what I mean? Everything that dealing in measure. And the most I will buy, you know what I mean? Yeah. If it looks sharp and I feel like, you know what I mean, like we run out of room, you might just, you know what I mean, right here, just like you do with the fish and the bird, you might expand the land, you know what I mean, to get more land now, you know what I mean, you might multiply 2 cows, you might blink and you see what it now, after that 2 cows, but that's what we're done. Right? So no doubt the most easy man that run this thing now, but you know what I mean, you have 1,000 cattle and oil. So people have to come back to understand that, hey, the things that he set up for you here, learn to do that, you follow, because he just take care of yours. That's all he wanted to do. Right? So coming back to the spirit of first fruits now, you wouldn't, you understand, have, we call it a reservation in your spirit to give the Lord with his due time. You understand? Your tithes come in, your money come in, you put the first one time. As soon as that come in, you understand, you put aside that 10% one time. Anything, you know what I mean, that you say, well, I want to give again, you know what I mean, to the priest and them, I want to do this, whereby the cases for our brothers and sisters, whereby the cases, your free will offerings them, you know what I mean, we call it your arms, because arms, you understand, is protect you from a whole lot of things. The most is remember them arms when you slip up, or, you understand, the you know what I mean? So, what they call paying it forward now. You know what I mean? That's where the most I wanted to have, because he's the one that unlock everything I had in. Right? Why you have that system is because you have your own economic system then. Would you not giving your first fruits and then you contributed to your economy being strong? And that is what brothers and sisters doesn't understand, because of the Christian church taking your money and buying a set of Bentley and a set of homosexual escapades and all kind of madness. You follow? So you know what I mean? Hey, shalom, sis. Right? So you're frightened now, you understand, to give your first fruit. You're frightened now to put your hand free then, as you're supposed to go. Right? When you bounce to the real men of the Lord that doing the actual work of the Most High, you know, right? You're frightened to come into a class, you're frightened to make a long trip. You understand, to come and serve the Most High, and all kind of different things popping up, and Satan now coming in your brain, or coming and showing you off. Understand something, you got to want to come back to the Most High, because Israel fire jump off, and you're going to that scripture now that's showing you, hey, as it was your mind, you understand, to come away from the Most High, we telling you to do now. Right, but you get to that in a second. Read on, Baba Kisha.
An offering made by fire unto the Lord,
Right.
For a sweet savor.
Right.
And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine, the 4th part of an hin.
Right, pause right there. The Most High like a good girl, just like we like to smell a good girl, smelling a barbecue coming from Father, and the Most High like it just the same way. But he always make it sweeter though. Why think the Most High saying, you know what I mean? When you put this, you know, this could be a sweet savor unto me. Why are you saying that? For people to understand the spirit of the Bible then. Why are you saying that? Why this could be a sweet savor unto him? I'll give you a hint. It's in some in Psalms. It's a real good thing, you understand? With certain things. When it pop in as it, you know what I mean? As the Lord designed it to be. Why could be a sweet savor unto the Most High when that smoke up them, when that thing good?
So like here, sir.
Go ahead.
I don't know if this direction I'm going, but
No sweat.
it's a sweet savor unto him because that is when the brothers and sisters coming together.
That is it, correct. It have a little bit more again. Give me again. Oh, you just feel, you understand, when somebody go out of the way, you follow and do right by it. You understand? Maybe a family member, a brother, you understand, sister, your girl, you understand, that kind of way, maybe a children, your niece and nephew. How does feel, you understand, that kind of connection between each other? Because we can't go and hug up God, right? Last time I checked, I could not do it, right? So how does be a sweet savor unto the Most High now? Why it will be a sweet savor unto him when that thing will? Think I should go ahead?
I was gonna say it's very like when you see like when you go back to the see like the llama, see like when you go back to the llama thing, right? So yeah, one of your best your best llama, you take the one without blemish and thing, right? So you don't see that growing up, say like, hey, you know what? Yes, you're sacrificing
That is it. Right there. The Most High, and you're one here we say God respect on that. You understand? So you're one somebody, anyone of you go to Genesis 4:4 Bible question. That is why it could be a sweet savor unto him, because just like a good father then. When you see it do, when you challenge them doing, you know what I mean? What is you see it for them to do. And you see, you understand, what going on in their spirit itself, right? I won. What going on and formulate in their spirit is something sweet, and then when it burn up to the Most High, it's a sweet sacrifice. I could have respect unto this, you understand? It come up and it please me then. You know what I mean? So that's what the Most High saying. This could be a sweet savor unto me, because boy, look at the kind of spirit that come with now, you know what I mean? I love this thing. This thing, you understand? I go remember this for generations to come. That's the kind of thing, you know what I mean, that the Lord looking at now. That is what you want on the earth. That is what you want for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man and woman. And sharing, you understand? I read the Genesis 4:4 about which I want to get chance.
Genesis chapter 4:4.
When?
And Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Most High had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Right, so long time we're doing this. You see how going Abel? Who could see a bad thing about Abel? Ever anybody in a sense try to name a gangster Abel? Which movie you ever see? And somebody naming some drug dealer or something, you know what I mean? Some out of time, man, some abuser or something, you know? Some outer time in person Abel. The people have so much respect today. You don't see that in the movies, not even in Hollywood then. You know what I mean? You've seen them even trying to use Abel name, you know, but I to tell you how the Most High pour respect on that felony. And that is what the Lord wants, you understand, for each Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child. He trying to put your name. That is why, again, brother, coming back to it, and this, me try to do this. That is the Lord now trying to show you something, brothers. You understand? The Lord giving you a name to live up to, because that is what He wants for you. You understand? He wants that when your name ring out, you understand that by that my soul thereby. You know what I mean? Just like Christ, like the Yahushua. I one of my favorite souls and manifest on the planet. You understand? I have respect unto you, because look how you just deal with me. Look how you just obey me now. Look how you serve me. Look how you set an example for the people I'm in the community, you know, brother. You understand? People I'm around him, look from far and wide, you know what I mean? This is the kind of thing that make a man rejoice. This is what is formulated a right society, you follow? So this is what we're trying to show men, that outside the UPK, you understand? There's only men that like death done, you know what I mean? Let's do that. And most are in Christ, because we're nothing. You know what I mean? That we're trying to show brothers and them, this is what's going on here. Instead of brothers, you know what I mean, leaving off that. Because I tell you from experience, look at all the brothers in Trinidad here, brother. You know, all of you start from scratch. We wasn't fake Israelite groups over the cases, we were from church and all that. All that garbage down, we start from scratch. Nobody be trying to jump the ship or trying to skip the line, you understand? Nothing like that. If you skip the line, you have to go back right back to where it is, to the back of the line. Because you ain't have your ticket, you ain't have your pass, you know what I mean? You ain't go up right. It's like a child, anybody going to school, and you skip a certain stage in school, you follow, it's right back there to go. No matter how you dance, you know what I mean? It's right there. And that's what the Lord trying to show you, you know what I mean? Understand something? Do it the way He said to do it, and it will have the right outcome in it. You know what I mean? Because remember, this year, we're not playing for one lifetime, and you're gonna regenerate. This was the brothers down here, understand? We are some real solid brothers, and I must give the Most High thanks and praise for them, you know what I mean? Officer, you know what I mean? From Officer Galawan, Officer Sawapiala, especially Officer Matkoyak, you understand? Kobal, Maiko, you understand? Officer Shah, Officer Barrett, Officer Yakad, you know what I mean? Some real loving brothers, you know what I mean? I try to tell you that fellas, them love the Most High and love the people then. You cannot stress and strain and lifetime, you know what I mean? That is what you want for you. You want to understand that, hey, that your woman, you understand? Or whoever it is, you never get a woman, whoever the case, by your sisters and them. your family members and them, you understand, have to put respect unto them. They mightn't believe the truth, they mightn't, you know, they mightn't come and follow that, but they'll have respect unto you. You're getting that, you understand? You know what about you well respected because you is a man of the Most High. They might be a little rough, you understand? They might not know sit wiggle room for no sin. They might want to sin, you know what I mean? But once you're doing what the Most High say to do, don't worry yourself, you know what I mean? Lord allow you have some mercy on them too. Right? And that's what you want. You want that generation to ring about, you know, the works that the kind of miracles the Most High wrought or brought, you understand, for through you. You understand, by you being a willing vessel. Just like Abel, you know what I mean? Look what we're going to Abel today. A man named ringing for generations and generations to come. You have a forever. You have a name that forever bless. And that is what you want, you know what I mean? And that is what you have to do and humble yourself and come and learn how to serve the Most High. Don't study nothing else. You come in here, you understand, to come back to scratch, to come back to your maker. Right? They come and bring your first fruits, you understand? Don't come and bring no half a fruits here, you understand? Come and let the Most High respect unto your offering. You can look down in your soul and say, by die my soul ever, you understand? You're looking at me, you understand? And I go protect you forever. Even in death, you understand? You have been protected because you're coming back, you understand, in a better state. Yeah? And that's why you want to have full confidence in. Let the joy of the Lord be your strength, you understand? You can take it through everything. Yeah? All right, run back to the Leviticus Bible shower. We don't come there?
Come.
Yes, I.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 14. And ye shall neither eat bread, nor parched corn, nor green eggs, until the self-same day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute for throughout your generations in all your dwellings.
So the Most High say, the Most High ain't playing that. He say, you go on. Don't feel that's slapping with me. You're not going to eat a single thing. You understand? Before you bring my thing and I'm in. You right telling you? And there's an order, then you learn, you know, well, it has no wiggle room then, you know? But say, well, boy, I go say, well, I'm going to try and keep up something. And that is what the Most High trying to bring me back to right now. If it weren't for Christ, all of we could be dead. Majority are we. Right. 99.9%. Me and all in that look, you understand? Because if you ain't learn a certain way, brother, you trust me, you're going to do that shippiness. You is going to be in that pile of dead bodies. You understand that the Most I say, let me make an example out of them for. Because you understand, you grow up learning real slackness in the society, and that is the level of purging that need to happen with every man, woman, and child, brother. You understand? That is how real it is. So the Most I say, you're not going to eat one living thing before you bring my things in the me. You understand? Bring that first truth one time, don't play. Right? Because the Most I making sure that they're not for you to eat. You understand? He ain't burning the parch and all that. He making sure first that they understand the widow and the poor, understand, and everybody else taken care of first. That is what he on. So bring that thing inside of here and I go make it work, you know what I mean? So that we trying to lay, you know, hey, the priests and them, you follow that laboring and doing this day and night, whatever the cases by, all they're not going and forsake them by them going just the best. Them going to eat the best, you understand? I'm going to make sure and take care of them. All they're not going to make my name go and be, you understand, terrible in the earth and people feel like, you know, and the Most High ain't running the house right now, ain't running the ship right. Bring them first fruits to my please, you understand? Bring my parch, cut on my ears and my this and my that. Bring thing, you understand? I don't care. Bring animal of cases, bring everything, you understand? And the way it's supposed to go. Don't worry yourself, I go take care of the rest. And as many times, you know, when the Most High and all, or Satan come and say, well, let me try him, you know what I mean? This here thing and the purpose is supposed to go. Right? Let me try him now and see what you do. Right? And that's what you want to do. You want to now pass that test because Satan, just like Job, is going to come and ask the Most High, hey, thing and now it's supposed to go. And say, you're going, let me go and trouble him one time. Let me see what you do. Let me see what she do. You understand? And that is exactly what you definitely don't want to get caught up in. You want to make sure that when you bring your first fruits on them, that whatever happens, you understand, you bring what you're supposed to bring and let the Lord take care of the rest. And watch the Lord, you understand, now shine up and say, well, boy, Satan, nah, this person ain't serving me just because they are, you know, I give them a little money. And I give them this and I give them that, you know, man, everything nice and, you know, they live in best life and they drive in Porsche and Benz and all that. We really ain't too much interested in no Porsche and Benz inside of here neither, right? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That is what the Lord making sure and set down and set down in stone. So that them things are going to be well taken care of. And that the name of Israel will always be forever blessed. You know what I mean? So read on, Baba Kisha.
Verse 15. And he shall come unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that he brought the sheep of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right, so like today, you understand? The first piece of first fruits, I mean, yeah, first piece of first fruits now. This is the first day, right? So from this, you understand this, well, this day, you understand this Sabbath then, this high holy day, right? You're counting 7 Sabbaths, which is 7 days, 7 by 7, which is 49, you understand? So it's 50 days. On the 50th day, you understand, you go and chop something again. You don't Baba Kusha? When you get a chance, no sir. Shall pick up Baba Kusha from verse 15. You're going to pick it up and it up.
Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 15.
Read.
And you shall come unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf of wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right, read on.
Verse 16. Even on the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall you number 50 days.
50 days. That's what you know saying there. 50 days the Lord put on when?
And you shall offer a new meat offering unto the Most High.
And that 50 days, you understand, as the Lord saying, hey, you offer a new meat offering to me, you understand? Exactly what he's saying now. But right now, you know what I mean, we don't do that, but we keep it in the same spirit. And you know what I mean? But we don't offer our offering on the altar no more. Christ make it away now, you understand? He make it harder, he make it level up. You have to be a living sacrifice, so you have to be walking and serving the Most High. No longer, you understand, that you could go and say, well, I go for last match up. And I was saying, you know what I mean? And because I have about 300 animals there now, so I go, easy, you understand? Just to find one day that had no wrinkle and blemish, and I'll cut it short now. You go pay for it, you know what I mean? So now you start to get wicked now. Right? You know that. So Christ now make it harder. Right? So you have to be perfect as the scripture is saying. Be perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect, right? So you're walking, you know, and you're making sure this is how you're popping, right? So again, you come in on the 50th day, you bring that sacrifice, you know what I mean? You know, or us now, you understand, is a perpetual, and throughout the generations, which is perpetual, that going on, that never going to stop. Perpetual means on and on, going, right, for forever, right? So that is the mission day. And the 50th day, today is the first day of the 50th day. So you count in 7 Sabbaths after, well, from tomorrow or from sundown. And that will be the, I mean, the closing of the Feast of First Fruits, right? We done, Baba Kisha?
Verse 17.
Read.
You shall bring out of your habitation 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths deal. They shall be of fine flour.
Right.
They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Most High.
And the first fruits unto the Most High. That's right. Fine flour. Making sure it's right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year. Again, we go to, you understand? 7 lambs again. So you're making sure everything that you're doing, how you're operating your dress code, you understand? That is how we bring that's inside the UPK here. As a young man, when they come up, you understand, coming up and being an officer in the Hebrew Academy, them kind of things that you learn. Make sure you understand that your garment pressed, make sure that it's clean. You're not gonna wear that one garment, we don't care. You know what I mean? You come through, you know what I mean, and you make sure your garment clean and you're prepared to serve the Most High. That's what you come here to do. Right? In time to come, the Lord go big, go bless you, understand, for the level of sacrifice you make, and you will see things popping. You want to know where it's coming from, you know what I mean? You don't have to be having no slave. The Lord might bless you about 5 wives, and all of them is billionaires or millionaires or whatever. But someone can make real money, you understand? You might get 2. You understand that can make real money. You might, you know what I mean? You want her to cook wherever the case is, or a woman to do everything. She's a superwoman, right? And all that they get, whatever the case is, right? And the Lord, you understand, show you how to deal with them and deal with them according to knowledge, you know what I mean? So that now your whole entire lifestyle change, you know what I mean? And then you have an opportunity now to grow on a whole different level. You have a way to show people in them that right and dignified in terms of operating. And not just that high thing, and you know, and it's who understand people feel, you know, it's a clown thing and all this kind of jam and kind of ship in this day, just be playing in the music, right? To make people feel that multiple wise, you know what I mean, unlawful. Right? The women in them over time, they go see how comfortable they is, you know what I mean, and want you to be, understand, the man for forever. And you'll be surprised, you know what I mean, at how the Lord go make that happen. Once you continue to bring your first fruits on thing, you know what I mean? You go make sure and deal right with you and settle everything. You go learn to fight, right? You bring your first fruits as well, you bring your mind now as well in the place to serve the Most High, and all that now you will get up to, right? We done, Bob Bishop? Verse 17. They shall be baked with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Most High. Verse 18. And you shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, and 1 young bullock. And and 2 rams.
Right, so the Lord pin him and you together. You understand? He said, this is how I want to jump. You understand? This is my order here. Exactly what I say to do it. This is exactly what I want. Read on.
They shall be for a burnt offering unto the Most High, with their meat offering,
right,
and their drink offering, even an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Most High. And the next thing to the Lord love, you understand, is things done decently and in order. You see exactly how it is he put it here now? This is exactly what I want. This is what I want for drink offering. This is what I want for meat offering. This is what I want for bread. You understand? So forth and so on. So you learn to have an order about yourself. Everything is going to be created. You understand? So now you're learning how to shape exactly how it is operates. So now your whole muscle memory, everything, you know what I mean? Your what you call it, your guidance system then. Right? Your whole motion, everything now, your whole soul, you understand, getting to level up and grow. Right? As opposed to all the chaos that we never get to heal from after slavery. You know what I mean? From being reduced to less than animals and what they call them, 3/5 of a man. And that type of garbage, now the Lord raised that standard now and have, you know what I mean? Thinking and operating on a different level. So where, you know what I mean, it'll go ahead and pour into every other area in your life, you know what I mean? So that is how you're making sure that you operate the way the Lord said to operate, so that now, you understand, it will already change and shape your entire being, entire mindset, everything. All right? And that way, that is how it is eliminated, you understand, problems within your communities and all that. Yeah? All of that. Because it's a whole lifestyle, you know what I mean? A whole life change. This is what we just do now, you know what I mean? We don't kill each other no more, you know what I mean? We just sleep each other, wife and them kind of garbage, you know what I mean? There are ways and protocols and making sure you get, you know what I mean, things that you need or things that you want. Even the Lord go big with, you know what I mean? Sometimes you might want too much, you know what I mean? And the Lord go show you, well, if you want too much, this will go happen and teach you a lesson, right? And the same thing you gotta grow, you understand, to keep up with it, right? You don't know, Baba Kisha? Verse 19. Then you shall sacrifice 1 kid of goat for an sin offering.
Right.
And 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of a peace offering.
Right. Right, all that. I want this for the sacrifice, I want this for a peace offering, all them different things. So you learn not to be garbage and greedy. You learn how to be a little bit more free, understand, and not attached to things too much then, you understand that? Boy, I can't go this and this is my best thing, and you know, you call it, you're sentimental. You know what I mean? And you're emotional about things. Now, the Lord wanted you to also distance yourself from that. I learn how to, you understand, give up this when I say I give it up. So now when it comes to giving it up for somebody, right? I mean, we used to definitely distribute after the burnt offerings and certain things, you know what I mean, to make sure that people get, make sure the priest and them get, right? And the Lord always wanted that into you. Not like the oppressor that rule over, see the gobbling up everything. All them oppressors and them the East Indians, everybody. You understand? They gobbling up everything. And nobody had to, you know, they not lie, we tell them. When you look at the operations, they operate on a regular and a daily basis. That is exactly what we see. This is not fact, this is not fiction, this is facts. All right, so we don't Baba Kisha.
Verse 20. And the priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruit for a wave offering before the Most High.
Right.
What?
Yeah, read on there.
For the 2 lambs,
right,
they shall be holy to the Most High for the priest.
Right. And it's not to get the wave offering before the Most High, and the Son, and of course before the congregation and all that. And the GT, you know what I mean? Read on Baba Kisha.
Verse 21. And shall proclaim on the self same day that it may be an holy convocation unto you. You shall do no servile work therein. Right, so you shall do no servant work in terms of, you know, your slavery and all that. Right, if you have a business and you have to run it accordingly, or you have to slave because you're in oppression, well, you have a slave, right? But if there's an option to take off from work, right, and you don't have to work, or you don't need, you understand, or you're not compelled, I should say, to work because you're not, because what you call it, you don't have that type of restrictions in your slavery, right? But if you're compelled to work and they restrict you from doing it, well, you have no other choice. But if you have the option, don't work, you understand? Keep the Most High, keep it separate, you know, keep it holy, you know what I mean? And separate that day unto the Most High and sacrifice that day and go ahead and do what it is you're supposed to do, right? Get together with the people in the school, supposed to stay, follow. If you can't do that, you know what I mean? You try to get your family them together. If you're a man that run your house over the cases and people ain't really have too much, you understand, restriction, what you call it? They don't really fight up and there's war and chaos in your house because your wife, you understand, rebelling against it so much. Keep it within them, and if you get, you know, probably tune in a class. So if you're an officer, right, and you can teach them, you know what I mean? You show them exactly what to do, right? Maybe a trooper and all, but you get some guidance in terms of how you do it.
according to what office, what level or what rank you are, right, in your officership. And of course, they're getting what you call the counsel from your camp leader in terms of how to do it, you know. If you're in Peru or if you're in Brazil, you know, like the brother in Brazil, if you can't come together with everybody else, you know, and come together in a school where there's other brothers and higher ranking men to go ahead and break down everything to you, you know what I mean? There's not a class, well, most likely you get a class to stream to, but according to how you want to teach your family and show them exactly what the Lord's saying and the spirit behind it. You want to ensure that you understand the spirit of this Bible before you teach it, right? That's critical, right? We don't have a What is it? End of verse 21? Now, read the last part again, right? Yeah, I think yeah, right, that part, it shall be.
It shall be a statute forever in all the dwellings throughout your generation.
Right, so a statute means, you understand, that this is established going forward, and every, you understand, we call it for the 14th day, you understand, is the Passover. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is the next day after, you understand, for 7 days. And after that 7 days, the next day, you understand, is the start of the Feast of First Fruits, and that goes for 50 days. Right, so this is what the Lord set up now as this high holy days and them. So you don't have no reason to celebrate no birthdays and all that. You always have time, you understand, to lime and drink and all kind of different things. We are the most holidays then, or high holidays than anybody else on the planet. We polite, you know what I mean? So that them, we call it them ways of the oppressors, right? What you telling them to envy after, right? That will never get you wrapped up. Because you always caught up in a son and brotherhood, you always caught up in sisterhood, you know what I mean? You always caught up in doing what the Lord said to them, taking care of each other as opposed to looking out for self. Right? That's what it is. You understand? I've been a God for the past days. You know what I mean? I understand feeling like I real special when really actually the Lord and make you happy like yeah, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, woman. You the most special thing on the face of the earth. You understand is only because you lack, you understand, certain confidence about yourself and certain way call it. We call this thing self, you have self-esteem issues, you know what I mean? You're wrong with it. Right? If that wasn't the case, just me, you know what I mean? You have a man that make you feel real special in your time with that. It's making you feel special every day, as much as you could. You understand? So you don't know he upon you, you know what I mean? It's not love enough. It's not, you understand, making little trips here over the cases. Right? If you know what I mean, you haven't money to make trips over the cases, you make it work little flowers. You know, anything that, you know what I mean, that pleasing to a woman, as Corinthians saying, you know what I mean? The man that have a woman, he know, you know what I mean? He is now, you know what I mean, he now considering then what is, you know what I mean, what was pleases woman. Because all the time, you know what I mean, before he was pleasing the Most High, but now he have, you understand, a woman under his protection, a woman under his guide, you know what I mean? So now he making sure that he deal with her, you know what I mean, and make sure that he take care of her and keep her mind, you know what I mean, always on a level, you know what I mean, always having her at what do you call it, at a sound mind. And that's organizing as much as possible. Not only willpower, you know what I mean, is really the joy of the Lord. The way called zeal, you know what I mean? That is keeping. That is what is push a man and woman. That is what the Lord is empower and give into his spirit. When he put that in his spirit now, that is how it is run. Because a regular man, you can't really go, willpower can only take it so much. Fitness can only take it so much, but you have a time, you know what I mean, that you have to go beyond that. And that is where your spirit man now. That's that, or your soul, you understand, is really resonate and the power that the most I give into you, that is where it is go beyond. That is what is making up, you understand, not quit. That is what is making up kill yourself. That is what is making up to fall into depression and smoke drugs. You understand? That is what is making up hate your brother and go and kill him easy. That is making up chip off. You understand? You have patience about yourself. You have a calmness about yourself because you understand the bigger picture. So now you're not seeing right here. You're seeing way down the road. You understand? A wise man is see how far off. A fool, you understand? He don't have wisdom, you know what I mean? So you can't really tell what will be the outcome or something now. That is what going on. When you have wisdom now, you know what I mean? You have the ability to see things beyond what right in front of your face. You're looking at the repercussions, you know what I mean, or the after effect, the ripple effect it could have, right? And that's what you want to get. You want to pray and ask the Most High for that. You want to sit above wise, you want to sit below wise men. You know what I mean? Men above you so that they can pour that into the spirit, right? And that way, you know what I mean, you keep each other sharp, as the scripture says for Proverbs 27 and 17. You understand? We call it a brother, we call it iron sharpened iron, you know what I mean? So that the man sharpen the countenance, the face of your friend. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you better sharp as well, you know? So I hope we just do inside of here, right? I will the glasses and them about, you know what I mean? So most time Christ wait tuning in again. Remember to like and share, right? Can I put all the other classes and them follow all the I.S.U.P.K classes up and down, you understand? Wherever ways around the globe, you know what I mean? And tune in, lock in. Right, Bridget? Yes, right? Where we at? Let me see, go across the Matthew chapter 3 and verse 17, Baba Kisha. Like an righteous man, you know what I mean? And the Lord say, why I have respect unto you, but it is my favorite soul that way. You understand? He is what you go listen to.
Matthew chapter 20.
No, 3 and verse 17.
3 and verse 17.
Baruch Hashem.
Matthew chapter 3 and verse 17.
Good.
And lo, a voice from heaven saying, This is my beloved Son,
Right.
in whom I am pleased.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I well pleased?
Right. That's it?
Come.
All right, stop it, right? So the Lord saying, hey, read the baptism, go up at 2 verse. Let me people to there, okay? Go up at 4. Should I do that? That's not maybe. All right, go up back jump. Amen. Let me see. Okay, right? Read from verse 13, Baba Kisha. Matthew 3, verse 13.
Matthew chapter 3 and verse 13. Then cometh Yahushua from Galilee to Jordan unto John to baptize of him.
You understand? So from first Christ, you understand, is a man wise beyond years. You understand that he was showing him. He don't know that water baptism, just like today, you understand, it's just a show. It's not really, you understand, what baptism really is. Baptism is really you getting your mind washed. Not your outer body wash, but your inner man wash. You understand? So you want your inner man pushed out from all the garbage that you learned from society, all the years, and all the generation that was in slavery. You know what I mean? And learning all the ways that you oppressor. This nasty man, you know what I mean? This nastiness, that all of that, you have to get that pushed out here. Right? And learn how to serve the Most High. Right? So that is what baptism is, really and truly cleaning your inner man. Right? Having a good conscience towards the Most High. Give me 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 21, Baruch Hashem, and then you come back to the Matthew 3 and verse 14. Right? Right? So Christ knowing this now, you understand? He just saying why you suffer so for me now, you know what I mean? I'm not going to disrespect, you understand, the traditions of the people because they can't really understand. You know what I mean? Everything that is I come to bring now. So here's what I go do. I go do so and be, you understand? It's like Paul. Become all things to all men that I might save some. I might win some. You follow? So this is what Christ doing here in this example. This is exactly what our Bible talking about. This is what the Lord saying. And why he says to follow me? Because he now come to be a man and no regard. Although he's the top man. Although he's the highest man, you know, the highest ranking man in the planet at that time, you follow? Yeah? Like Commander General is the highest ranking man in the planet right now. He's still under Christ, understand, but Christ is not on earth right now. He's coming back and taking place just now, the highest ranking man on the planet. Right? But for now, you know what I mean? This is what he's showing, you know, the highest ranking man, this is the spirit you have to have. You know what I mean? This is how you go and make sure and take over back the whole society. You're going to confound people because they can't operate on this level. Read Babu Kisha.
1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 21.
To what?
The like figure whereunto even baptism
Those, so like, yeah.
Us also not save us.
No, save us.
Not putting away the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High.
Right.
But the resurrection.
Yes, yeah, man. We're so keep going. Ask him a little thing. That's right. Yeah, man. Shit. Right. So exactly what we're saying here. You know what I mean? So this baptism, Christ don't know in this already, but here going. He getting John and them. You know what I mean? I showing like this how to deal with the people and them. It had a bigger picture then, you know what I mean, than him just saying, by, you know what I mean, John knowing, by, I don't know, well, when this man touched down here, he come in and show me exactly what to do this night. You know what I mean? I just come in and take a dip in the water, so yeah, Christ now, you know what I mean? No one any see it, you know what I mean? Just play the cool thing there, he just there, and he say, well, all right, I got to take a dip in the water too. Me and you, we can change brothers. You know what I mean? I don't know, you understand, the mission that the Most High give me, right? And he don't know, again, responsibility. Not, you understand, I beating you over my head because I the power stick, you understand? He's showing you a bigger play, he's trying to show you about, hey, this is the mindset you want to have dealing with your people, right? Make sure you understand that you could show them the exact example, you know what I mean, that the Most High really want the people to understand, right? So go back to Matthew chapter 3, verse 14, and read on what. You know, this is what baptism is. Having a good conscience towards the Most High. And what is that? It is how to learn how to serve him, right?
Matthew chapter 3 and verse 14.
Okay.
But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee, and I cometh thou to me.
In the sense of John saying, boy, I have need that you baptize me and you come into me. That confounded John, because remember that time, remember all the sin is power play. All the sin, you understand, is these Sadducees and Pharisees, you understand, just making cutting power flick, right? And then just stealing people money, you know what I mean? And he's coming and they say small thing and they say, well, okay, because we the lineage then. As they say, we are Abraham to be father, so we come from a royal bloodline. You know what I mean? So we don't know we up there. You can't tell me nothing because biblically it's so. We's Aaron and them son then, you know, follow? So you're going, I can't shift you off the seat, you're mad? Who is you to tell me? And I don't think. Nah, bro, you showing you're going on, right? you have to come out of that, right? And understand that they is service to the people and them. You have to be just like a man who throw a good feast in Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, right? For people that don't know. There's a book called the Apocrypha, right? And they take out the 14 books in that Bible, right? Out of the Bible, sorry. That's supposed to be inside the Bible. They have a lot of things showing you the character of a righteous man and what the Lord wants for, you know, his people and how they're supposed to operate and think and live, right? In that book now it's showing, you understand, a man who's the head of a feast, who create a feast then, right? What he does do, right, is when he makes sure that everything ordered properly and all that, go and sit down among people and them. Right? So that he can join and he can enjoy the company and just laze with them now, you know, can I way? So it's a more way called down to earth vibe. Right, don't it? Nobody come and disrespect you, nobody come and, you know, thinking and knocking out the time and thing. Nah, but what going on, they know that they could connect with you then. The poorest man, he could come to you and have a whatever the case is, and he could still get up. That's why Commandant General and I understand this thing so much. You know what I mean? And Officer Kobal and myself was talking about that the other day, he just showing me, you know what I mean? That hey, look how Commandant General operating now, you know what I mean? That he pointed to me like, you know, like the team brotherhood. You know what I mean? He cut real people, you know what I mean? We fed up see that. You know what I mean? All kind of different men, all kind of different places and all that. All kind of different high places in the courtrooms and all that. But he understand he mind locking the brotherhood. Because that was First Corinthians telling me, right? Knowledge go past, understand? This go past, breakdowns go past. But brotherhood is going to keep, you understand, generations upon generations upon generations upon generations, living the way the most I want them to live. That he lock into, you understand? He real on that, you know what I mean? And that's what we have to learn as a people. Everything else is what you call learning up, is addition state, and we thank the most for it. Right? We scholars, history, and some of the cases, you get to learn to be a real bad swordsman like Captain Akkad, you know what I mean? A real monster, you understand, the machine. With the guns, everything, you understand, like Captain Laban and them fellas, like the Midwest Monster Mayhem and Captain Zarak and them, you know what I mean? Moses and Christ, you know what I mean? That's additional, but you want to look into what does make our people in our society, you understand, live and think and breathe as they're supposed to. You want to learn how to change this whole thing, you want to know how this whole thing going to end, sit down under Commandant General and the men that he put above them, you know, above us and them kind of thing, you follow? And lock into what we call brotherhood. Because First Corinthians 13 again telling you everything go past, but that, you understand, you want to make sure that that's staying, which is love, you understand? Brotherhood, sisterhood, right? So John now seeing this, you know, verse 14 and say, well, you know what I mean? I don't know what I seen already. I don't understand that, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. You is the higher ranking man than me. You're supposed to come and baptize me. I can baptize you. That looking out of order, and then you feel in that kind of way. But now you let him know. Read on, Baba Kishan. What can I say?
Verse 15.
When?
And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Suffer it to be so now, for thus it becometh us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered him. Right?
So he said to fulfill all righteousness is a righteous thing, you know what I mean? To have brotherhood, you understand? To be, you know what I mean, an example to the flock then, right? How to operate and all that, and to not disrespect the tradition then, right? Once it's not evil then, you follow, and they have a tradition to do it, nobody cases. For brotherhood's sake, I will go the extra mile then. Now we're talking about go the extra mile. You don't have to do it. But you go the extra mile to show them exactly how to operate now, so that now they understand in full capacity what it is I mean. And that really baptism is the answer of a good conscience towards the Most High. Pharisees and Sadducees is not teachers. You understand? They're supposed to be doctors of the law, but they don't understand. It's not corruption and all kind of madness. Read on, Babu Kishan.
Verse 16. And Yahushua, when he was baptized, went up straight away out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of the Most High descending like a dove, and lightened
upon him. Well,
Verse 17, and lo, a voice from heaven said, This is my beloved Son in heaven. I am well pleased.
Understand? In whom the Most High is well pleased. He's saying, hey, this man here, understand? This is why you're well pleased. Listen to he, you understand? Right? So that's what the Lord trying to show you, hey. The same way in them in the offering and all that, you know what I mean? And your son is snap a sweet savor and all that. It's the same way you go signify by, you understand? Wait is to follow, wait is to follow, wait is to do. And that is what you want, you understand? The highest spirit coming back to giving you fruits and all that. Right? Like you'll be approved of them and people go understand, you know what I mean? This is exactly how to rule. This is how you're going, you understand, impact your society. This is the thing, and we have to come back to. So again, let's touch on a little bit on, you know, when the spirit of first fruits now. Right? To have the right mindset, the right mind state, you know what I mean, the right way of operating, right? The right things, the right habits formulated in you. If we don't continue to grow up on it, so that is all God. Your mind, as the brother saying, you understand, cleansing and washing by the word, correct is right. Ephesians 5:26. Right?
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Right.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Verse 18. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, not one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law,
right,
till all be fulfilled.
Nice. Suppose right here, right? So the same thing Christ saying, what the Most High say, and I mean, hear him, or this with this I will please it, right? The same way Christ come and tell in two chapter after, here go on, don't think I come to stop Feast of First Fruits, come and bring the same spirit, you know what I mean? Come and bring the same, maybe not the same offering, you understand, but come and offer your first fruits then. Come and bring, you know what I mean? The things that the Lord bless you with, come and give it to the priest and himself. I can take care of my nation. You know what I mean? So the Lord name, the Lord reputation then will continue to ring out on the earth as it's supposed to. And people have respect unto the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man once again. Right, so come back to that. And I said is make sure you rebuild your society right. Right? Read on Babakisha.
Right. Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That is exactly what it is. They follow. So that's the same way. He didn't come to change nothing. Right? He come to fulfill and show exactly the spirit behind it and how to operate, right? The pastor, them is the men that go be least in the kingdom. Them is who you go see, you know what I mean, at the side of the road and call what you call a trailer trash. When we run the planet again, right? Because they're teaching you understand how to be destructive as opposed to rebelling. Right? The society as it's supposed to go. He didn't come to do away, you understand, with the wisdom that come with keeping the Passover, you understand? With the wisdom that come with, you know what I mean, that what you call it, honoring the Feast of Unleavened Bread, right? The Day of Atonement, the day of the Feast of First Fruits that we're in today. Right? If you would keep up them same habits and them same traditions and them follow, your people will always be taken care of, because these days and them set aside to ensure that you always have your people at the forefront of your mind. You understand? They always have the right spirit within you, right? That is why, you know what I mean, the laws that the Lord set apart is, you understand, is a whole culture around set, what you call it, a whole how to say it? You don't overuse the word, you know what I mean, like the right, is the right way of thinking, the right way of approaching everything, right? And that is what the Lord always wanted us. So the men that teaching, you understand, to break these things and let me follow. Them is the men that I go deal with, and I go make a public example of before everybody. And that is why I find all them church them when COVID, you know what I mean, they show the true colors and all that, because the Lord showing you exactly what they're doing. Everything that they're doing, you know what I mean, on the low and only singing sweet songs and all that. And when the time comes for them to actually do what the Lord say, which is to take care of the fatherless and the widow, you understand, take care of the poor and all that, they closed the doors and they hide up and they wasn't seeing them on the radio station. And you haven't seen them all of that all the time that they saying God and you know what I mean, and what you call it, and there's blessings and prosperity, God's gospel and all that. When it was time for them to take care of the people and do what is the shepherd supposed to do, you know what I mean, and protect the flock and ensure that them were taken care of, you see them, you understand? Them there was nowhere to be found. Right? So these is the men that the Lord telling you and follow that, or Christ telling you here that, right? That when them doing and teaching these things to them, you follow. them, you understand, go call least in the kingdom. But them that do and teach it, you understand, which is the men that under command in GEN.YAHANNA, they do and teach it, right? They do the law and they teach the law. They will be called great in the kingdom of heaven, just like Abel, you understand, just like Christ. They'll have a perpetual, everlasting righteous name, you know what I mean? Everlasting righteous reputation, and that is what you want above everything else. Think about it. If you was to, you understand, you was to lose everything. I mean, we poor already, you understand, other people, but let's say you in Venezuela somewhere, right? And you lose everything, you have no connection, you have no money, whatever the case is, right? And you lose everything, you have no connection, you have no money, whatever the case is, right? But because of your reputation alone, you follow? You attach to the I.S.U.P.K, and then you make one phone call to some ambassador, whatever the case is. And because of the good dealings that command in GEN.YAHANNA played and the relationship him and the men under him, you understand, continue to build for years. You know, go on, they make sure that you will well protected and well taken care of. Right? And you set up there, and then they know go on. Imagine you set up across there, right, Cha? And on top of that, they get an opportunity to work with people because of your reputation alone. A good name, you understand? That is how powerful lies. Right? And that is what people have to come back to. We have to embrace this and come back to what it is the Lord say to do. You know what I mean? So that is in the spirit of first fruits. Do that thing and watch how the Lord go open up them doors and them as it's supposed to. That He waiting to open up a long time for Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. Right? Let me say, Baruch chapter 4 and verse 28, Bagabisha. Right?
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 28.
Okay.
For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
Right? So again, in the same spirit of our first fruits, you ain't want to just measure and say, well, you know what I mean? I'll give, you know what I mean? Just exactly that then. If you could, you understand, as the scripture say, help according to your power. You give according to that because we are real people. We are, as Christ said the best, you understand? You always have the poetry. You understand? We are real poor people, right? And we are the bottom of society. Remember that. Right? So start to, you understand, put your mind on your people and them. Start to, you know what I mean, invest into your communities and them. Right? And let the master handle the people. They have the association where we others. We try to understand, make the name of the I.S.U.P.K and the command in GEN.YAHANNA great on the earth so people could know what there's a place that actually serve and take care of Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We in that big yet, you understand? We're trying to get there by the grace of the Most High power, right? But everybody else have a well-established, we call it Syrian Association and all that, Chinese Association, they international, they global. We're struggling to do a little thing here, you understand? And still the government trying to fight you, but us trying to help you. You follow? So Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man and woman, you know what I mean? Come back to learn, you know what I mean? And how to operate within the culture of your people and them, right? And now is a real good time to really lock in and ask questions and certain things about that, you know what I mean? Maybe you have, whatever it is you have attached to, you know what I mean? There's men way above us, way that wise beyond the years, you understand? Like General Mahingman and them fellas and them, you know what I mean? You want to call to them to get some counsel in terms of how to operate, what to do with this, you understand? You maybe have an idea for something, right? And those don't like sit down rotten, right? As the scripture saying, you know what I mean? Put your treasures up in heaven, where most and rat do corrupt. Right? Don't let stay there for somebody to thief for somebody, some family member who that's disgusting and don't understand, you know what I mean? But I heard and all that to try and bamboozle it out of it, right? Put it to good use, right? Put the land wherever the case is to good use so that now you can have a yield, right? Coming back to your people and them, and now when you take care of people and them, you understand the Lord now making sure He take care of you, and that same thing is make sure that you are taken care of as well. That I the seeds that I'm sowing, all right? So as it was your mind to go straight from the Most High and to go in all the carnival and wind down, you understand, and let loose all your soulfish and all your sword all over the place, you understand? Come and seek to serve the Most High 10 times harder now. Come and learn exactly what to do. Get all wrapped up in the culture, you understand? And learn to formulate your mind back to what it is the Lord said to do. You understand? Come and bring your first fruits, man. We need to feast our first fruits. Alright? Now with that, we say, let me pass the class over to the man of God, right? Most High in Christ. Right? And again, brother, wherever you're located, you know, go to the nearest school today. Go to I.S.U.P.K.com, number type it in, UPK.com, right? And then where you're going to? You're going across the, let me see if I can put it up, take a see on the screen, right? ISUPK.com, right? And on the locations, show you exactly what to go on there, right? Classes, right? And the classes. So you go in your school and across here, and the classes, and the I.S.U.P.K location, scroll down to the city close to you. Get in contact with the man over the city, and a name, let's say I.S.U.P.K New York, right? Have a name there, right? So you go in and call that number. Call, give, you know what I mean? Give this number a call. Let's Captain Zarke. Number for the school, if you're in headquarters, New York, you call the number. So the number is in here. You reach out one time, you understand? Instead of watch online classes. Wherever city you're in, you know what I mean? You want to lock into that city too to learn how you could contribute and build up, you understand? That area, that zone, right? If you're not in a zone where there are brothers and sisters, let's say up the islands in St. Vincent, whatever the case is, give you an invite, no man, you know what I mean? We mind coming through. You know what I mean? Talk to Galan over the cases and let me see what could happen. Hey, that work to be done. Right? We mind coming through at all. Right? You can watch online, you know what I mean? Ask 1 or 2 questions, understand what you know what I mean? What the Lord wants from you. Come back to doing that. Alright? Alright, ready? Ready for them? Yeah, man. Good try. Excellent.
This is the I.S.U.P.K security. I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and it's pronounced by Israel. 10% of every increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or for a teacher. Priest fund, period offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of First Fruits, which starts after the Sabbath. Unleavened bread, sundown, Saturday, April 22, 2022. Count 50 days. Celebrate the 50th day, which is Sunday, June 12, 2022. Start before sundown. You can find it in Leviticus chapter 23, verses 10 to 22. Remind Archeum and Aquatium to check on social media, such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirts, like headbands or scarf. And with that, we say Imadium. We're going to turn and face the east, and we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malawaka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Shabbat Shemayim, Nathanaw, Lakom, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaknaw, Kawawatnaw, Kasalaknaw, Kawawatinaw, Wala'a, Tabianaw, Wanasayawan, Abal, Aboshainaw, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Ha'ala, Wataparat, Aiwalamim, Aman.
The English will be said as our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. We're going to say the Hakak or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Avokashai, Nathan now, Hakak, Laramah, Kal Makal, Kal Madawo, Hakak, Lataat, Latamazarian, Hakak, Lahakwel, Amakel, Salakia.
Amathiam,
Amathiam,
Akak,
Akak,
Rakawat,
Rakawat,
Atamayala,
Atamayala,
Lagawashan, Basham,
Yawashai,
Yawashai, Tawada Aman.
In the English, what we just said was Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead. Raise and clean spirits. Cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. You're going to say the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah
Wa Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Wa Makahala. Wa Alahayim. Matazavia. I.S.U.P.K. Ha I.S.U.P.K. Ha Saranya. Ha Patazaya Nyam. Ha Kayali Nyam. Wa Akwatiam. Wa Akwatiam. Yahweh. Bashem. Yahushua. To Wada Aman.
English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
And Michael.
And Michael. And the angels. Commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Generals. Captains. Officers. Troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
Right, I.S.U.P.K. curses, blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua.
Name of Yahushua.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send
evils and curses.
And punishment and
destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against
thy
prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The princes.
The priests. The Israelite
brothers. And the schools.
Send
evils and curses.
And punishment and
destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose. The church of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. So enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And their drug dealers. The court system. Prison system. Planned Parenthood. All the government of our enemies. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Area Nation. Skinheads. Gay movement. Lesbian movement. Spies. Workers of witchcraft. NASA space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airwaves. The cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us. Broadcasting your will through the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro to the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come against us as we speak thy word. Cause to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread throughout the media. Throughout the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. You're going to say the blessed Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Bashem. Yahushua. Barak Lanawa. Wa SHALAM. Wahabayat. Saparium. Barak. Rukpa. Magan.
Commanding
GEN.YAHANNA. General, Captain, Officers, Troopers, and the sisters. Kalwana, Rock the Patch, Shariah, Indian family, Muslim family, Ikoto family, Philip family.
Commanding GEN.YAHANNA.
Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, sisters, children, students, brothers and sisters fighting to come to the truth. The Nika, Tashana, all the destroyed of Israel. Have mercy upon all the sick and nursing of Israel. Have mercy upon all the sick and nursing of Israel. Have mercy upon all our families. Have mercy upon all our families. Come. Commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Generals, Captains, Officers, Troopers, sisters, children, all those fighting to come to the truth, and all those in the truth. Philip family, the Koto family, Alexis family, John family.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting
to come to the truth.
Children and babies in I.S.U.P.K.
Francois family, Brown family, Zion, Wesleyan, Daniela, Amelia, Trisha, Mylan, Daniel, Bashem,
Bashem,
Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Tawada Aman.
Aman. In the English, what we just now said was Lord,
Lord,
in the name of Yahushua,
name of Yahushai,
bless us,
and Israel,
and the
school,
bless,
heal,
shield,
protect
our loved ones,
our loved ones.
in the name of Yahushua,
name of Yahushai.
Thank you.
So be it. Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher our one courtesy salute. Amazim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushai B'Katah, Yedamata. Sir, let's give the sisters our one courtesy salute. Amazim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Yedamata. Class dismissed.
Much appreciated.